I know a lot of people when they go through divorce, I went through a divorce years ago, that they feel like failures. You feel like, man, I broke a promise of God. I hurt this person, didn't work out. What are people going to think, man? All of our friends and family, and what's this going to be like? And it's even harder when you have children. And I remember going through this and just feeling like shit, feeling like a horrible person, feeling like a failure. My parents have been married, now 40 plus years. And I'm just like, man, like, you don't think you're gonna, be a person that goes through a divorce, and then you go fill out applications, and it's interesting because, and I think we should change applications because they'll ask you like, what's your marital status, and like divorce is one of them, and you're like, dude, this shit doesn't go away, it just like stays with me, and I was broken at that time, spiritually, emotionally, and really connected with God, and I used that moment. I used that after that failure, after that disappointment, after that, being lost. I use it as an opportunity to say, I'm going to recreate myself, and I'm going to get whole. And I'm literally going to get whole. And I remember one of the books called The Mastery of Love was so powerful in this, and church was so powerful, and God was so powerful in this healing process. And in there it said, most people look for somebody to make them happy. So you have somebody that's unhappy or unfulfilled, or they're only 50% of the way, let's say, and they meet somebody else that's also 50% of the way, and they're looking for somebody else to make them happy. So you have two 50% people. Well, this 50% is going to take from this person because they require this other person to make them happy or to meet their needs or to be enough of what they need. Well, now this person's 25%, right? And this person's taken from this other person. So you look at these people that are not fulfilled as individuals. And there's a lot of us like that. There's a lot of people like that, I think, and they're waiting for somebody else to make them complete or make them whole, make them happy. And I think that was such a great book for me at that time. And I said, man, I'm just going to fill myself up. I'm just going to get happy. I'm going to get full. I'm going to do all the things that make me happy. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to work out. I'm going to work hard in business. I'm going to work on my spiritual life. I'm going to work on my emotional health. I'm going to work on who I am as a man. I'm going to work on what kind of husband I'm going to be, what kind of father I'm going to be, what kind of human being I'm going to be. I'm going to work on relationships. I'm going to learn about these things so that if God blesses me with an opportunity to be married and to find my soulmate and to build this relationship with that person, that I'm going to be the best version of me ever. And I remember I went through this journey of getting full, and I think there's so many people that have gone through a breakup or whether it's just dating or divorce, that they kind of life falls apart afterwards because of the shame of the guilt. And I think it's such a great opportunity for people to recreate this experience and say, you know what, this was not what I wanted to be. This was a failed experience, and take ownership of where did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? Where did I not step up to the plate and improve, right? Truly improve, because it's hard. It's very hard to go through that. And people that have gone through that understand that it kind of destroys you, and it's an opportunity for you to recreate yourself. And I went through this journey, and I got into the best shape of my life, and I built my business, and we were succeeding and making a great income, and was just happy and living this life fulfilled, just fulfill life 100%, or as close to it as possible. And then it's July 30th, and I prayed to God, and I said, God, I think I'm ready to be a husband. I think I'm ready to be a father. I think I'm ready for a family. And I said, Lord, bring me my wife. Like, God, bring me my wife. And I said, and if I'm not, help me to fill the gaps between who I am and who I need to be able to be a great husband for her when I meet her. And the craziest thing happened is the following day, I ended up meeting Daniela, who is now my wife, a day later, and I think that there's such a part of us, like when you're really ready, when you're really filled, when you're really fulfilled, right? When you're really clear, when you're really committed, that at that moment, God can bring somebody into your life that completely changes your life. And that old way of looking at yourself, and that failure, and that doubt, and that frustration, and that disappointment, and that guilt, and that shame can be transformed into something so positive if you're willing to take it and recreate the meaning of it to become a person that can lead, that can be a great husband, that can be a great father, and not to have to live in that failure, but to recreate yourself and become that person that you want to be. And then what ends up happening is that somebody else has been doing all that work on themselves as well. And then what's beautiful is when those two people meet, and you can build a real life and a great marriage. And so I want to encourage all of you guys that are single or gone through separation to go become the best version of yourself so that when that person comes into your life, you can be the best person for them as well.